Welcome back to YB Tonight. I'm here with Julia Presley and Emily Eckert, who are members of the Student Chapel Planning Team. Thanks for coming. How are you guys doing tonight?
We're good. Thank you so much for having us.
Wonderful. Now, before we continue, there's a video that introduces your roles on the team from our very own Josh McLeaf. Here it is. Looks like you all have a lot of fun with your work together. So now that we know the specific roles of your team, can you please go into more depth of what your roles entail?
Yeah, so my name is Julia Presley. I'm the chapel director. And then Emily, if you want to introduce.
Yeah, I'm the prayer coordinator for the chapel team.
And then we also have two members who aren't here today, Sydney White, who is our campus connections coordinator. And she handles, all of the different communicating with different departments and getting our guest speakers and all of that. And then we also have our missions outreach coordinator, Kayla Zerby. And so she deals with finding ways to incorporate the idea of missions through chapel on campus.
Wonderful. So why and how did you join your team?
So Student Ministries has a recruiting process where when at the end of the year they are finding people to fill the roles of students who are leaving, you can be recommended by someone in Student Ministries for a certain position, and then there's an interview process, and you kind of apply just for different roles, and you may fall into something you weren't expecting. Like I applied just to be a part of the team, and then became in a leadership position. And then Emily, I think, did you also apply to be on a part of the team? Or?
I applied just to be on student ministries in general and got pushed over to the chapel side of student min, so I'm happy where I am.
Yeah, I think applying for student ministries, you may not end up right where you expected, but it's always a really good opportunity to get involved on campus, and it's really great.
Great. So what's unique about a student-planned chapel compared to the other chapels that students attend?
I mean, I think there's always something really special about being led peer-to-peer. I think you can hear a message differently when it comes from somebody whose walk is pretty similar to yours. And so we really try to we're college students as well, so we're just teaching college students to college students, and there's nothing about us that really sets us apart. We just applied for the position, and so it's special to come to a chapel planned by people who are living basically the same life as you are in a sort of sense, like we're all Messiah students, so it's kind of just the goal of it.
Wonderful. So Julia, you spoke at the most recent student planned chapel. What behind the scenes work went into making that happen?
Yeah, so the chapel team meets twice a week for an hour to just discuss logistical things and also talk about, we all have different perspectives on campus. We're all involved in a lot of different things. Like Sydney White, who's a biology major, has a very different point of view than I, as a music and worship major, have. So we all kind of come together with our different points of view and talk about what we think campus needs to hear right now. Like, what are the ways that we can be the hands and feet of Jesus on campus, and what can we provide that people will really be served by. And so it's through these logistical meetings twice a week that we came up with what our theme is going to be, and then through that we're gonna, like, what worship we're gonna have and what our message is gonna be on. And so just this first one was one where I spoke, but we'll have a bunch of different speakers and ways you can hear from campus throughout the semester, not just maybe a speaker every time, but we'll have like a student panel one time, or we have a guest speaker tomorrow, or on Thursday. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so what about the theme of reconciliation really spoke to you?
Yeah, we were told that the general theme of student min and like on campus would be reconciliation, but we were given the freedom to kind of have like a sub theme for specifically Student Ministries Chapel. And so when we were getting together this summer, we were like talking about what reconciliation meant to us. And I think the idea floated around of why do we reconcile? We reconcile for the glory of God as believers. And so we were like, what a cool way to look at it, that this reconciliation is for beyond us, but it's for God's glory. And so we kind of took that theme and ran with it.
So Emily, you also, I understand you're also on the Messiah Tech team. Does that, does chapel work overlap with your tech work often?
Well, it's actually funny. Julia's on the tech team too, and she trained me.
Wow.
I have a full view, and I think we both do, of what chapel looks like. So setting up the stage and all the sound equipment the night before, and then coming the next day and running chapel is just a unique experience.
But does that happen like every week? Do you guys both be in charge of that?
I think usually the student min chapels, we only have 5 for the semester that we're like taking leadership of, so we can work the other ones, and then we take those off. But we have like such amazing people on the team that are able to cover for us. So
Okay, all right. So I know that the next student plan chapel is this Thursday. What can we expect to see?
I don't know. I don't want to give away too much. It's a kind of something we're pretty proud of. We worked a lot with the dance department, and I think that's all I can say.
yeah, but if you are into performative arts, make sure to come out, and we'll have something fun for you to see.
We don't get a little bit of it besides the dancing, no?
It's going to be pretty special.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So how can students get involved with ministry with chapel?
Yeah, so definitely just coming to chapel. I mean, I know it's something that you're required to attend, but I mean, you get to choose which chapels you get to go to. So I would consider coming out to student ministries chapels, connecting peer to peer with us, and just supporting us in that way. And also like apply to be part of chapel team next year. There's turnover is like really great. Like there's new faces all the time, so apply for that. And then also just get involved in student ministries in general. There's so many different avenues to get plugged into. So if you come to our chapels, you'll see we'll advertise different ways that you can plug in.
Wonderful. Once again, I'd like to thank Julia Presley and Emily Eckert for coming on tonight and talking with us. Coming up after the break, we have Ethan Oates and Xavier Diaz for the Messiah Esports team. Here on YB Tonight, don't go anywhere.